All right, good afternoon, Eagan hockey fans. We are live at the Lakeville North Ice Arena, Ames Arena, I believe, against Lakeville South. This is a friendly scrimmage. All right, Kurtz takes the draw. Lakeville gets it. They move it into the zone. Kurtz gets it. Meyer has it. Makes a move. Tries to get around his first defender, but he does a great job getting his body on him. He gets it around the net. Lou goes around the corner. Lakeville moves it up. They pass it to the middle. Meyer's there. He deflects it. Lakeville gets it again. Meyer still keeps it in the zone. Lakeville bounces it out. Gets it right to Meyer, but Meyer loses control over it. They bring it in. Good job by Dashinsky to body his guy to the boards. He tries to pass it to the outside. Doesn't connect. Meyer goes in, tries to get it. Doesn't get connection of it. Passes over to Dashinsky. Gets deflected. Grant has it. He moves it forward, passes over to Barcinella. Barcinella has control of it, loses it, gets it over to the Lakeville South defender. He passes it forward, gets it into the zone. He passes it up to Pecor. Pecor has it. Gets deflected over to Hank. Hank still has control over it. Gets it over to Oliver. Hank has it. He's got one guy to beat. Lakeville does a good job getting it out of the zone. Egan's going to have to regroup. Gets it over to Brovo. Brovo passes to Pecor. Pecor's not able to get a hand on it. And it goes into Egan's zone. Brovo goes after it. He's going to have some time to regroup here. He's got three guy. Great pass to Pecor. Pecor has it. He's moving forward. He's got Miller to his side. He takes it to the outside, moves around. Miller moves forward. He's just not there in time. Goes to the boards. Passes it to the middle. Pecor has it. Does a backhand. Safe. They have it in the corner. They try to get it out of the zone. Unable to do so. Gets deflected over to the middle, and they chip it out. And I don't think this is going to have enough to get it out of the zone. It doesn't for icing, so Norberg has it. He passes it up to Brovo. Brovo misses Gilt, but it does go out of the zone. Lakeville South tries to regroup. Good strong effort by Jackson there to try to tie the puck up. He does. Norberg steps up. Lakeville South still has it. Jackson goes in. Caden goes in. He's battling this guy. He gets control over the puck. He's looking to move it to Jackson. He gets it to Jackson, but it still gets tied up. And Colton steps forward. Tries to dump it in. Has it again. And he's able to get it down to the corner. And I think that's going to be offsides. Again, being a friendly scrimmage, this is going to be running time. So we got about 14:25 left in the first period. Jackson, Caden, and Riley. Looks like we're changing up the lines a little bit again today. Jackson on the draw, gets tied up. Lakeville South gets control of it. They move it into the zone. Good move by the Eagan forward there, but it gets tied up, and Nate steps forward, and he covers it. All right, that's going to bring out Lou Grant and Meyer. Grant has it. He chips to the board, tries to get it to Meyer. It gets deflected. Steps up, goes to the corner. Still loose. Eagan has it. Grant's got it. He's moving forward. He's looking. He gets it over to Barcinella. Barcinella moves it forward. He gets it into the zone. He's got Meyer to the side, but he loses control. And Lakeville's able to get it out of the zone, but it goes to Lou. Lou's got it. He passes to Grant. Grant gets it up to Meyer. Meyer's not able to get control, but it does go into the corner. He's hustling down to try to intercept it. He does get it. Good forecheck by Meyer. He makes a nice spin move, spins around, chips it back to the Dashinsky at D. And Lakeville tries to get it out of the zone, and they're able to. Grant gets it, though. He tries to just chip it right up to Kurtz, but unable to connect. Lakeville gets it. They take a big shot, but deflects off Grant. Barcinella has it. He's got Kurtz up front. Kurtz is there. He's looking over. He passes to Meyer on the edge. Meyer makes a move. He goes around the first guy. Good stick. Goes in the corner. Meyer still has it. Tries to get around. Chips it up the boards. Goes to Lakeville. Lakeville tries to get it out of the zone. They're not able to, and they do. Eagan goes in for a change. Colton has it. He's got Oliver to the side. He passes it up to Oliver. Oliver gets it out of the zone. He makes a move. Tries to chip it up to Todd. Todd gets it. Chips it back to the D-man. D-man D-to-D pass to Brovold. Brovold gets it back to Todd. Todd has it. He gets it up to Miller. Miller loses control, but he gets it enough into the zone. Goes around the boards. Soren moves over to the side to keep it in. He chips it over to Oliver. Oliver trips over the puck. Lakeville South has it again. They chip it forward, but Norberg's there, and I'm not sure what that buzzer was for. All right, we got a buzzer for something.
I don't know what was going on there. Here, buzzer.
All right, not sure what that was for, but we're going back to a offensive zone faceoff. Lakeville gets it up to Brovold. Brovold tries to chip it over to Pecor. Pecor's not able to get a hold of it. Try to get it out of the zone. Norberg's there. He keeps it in. And they finally do get it out, but Brovold's got it. Brovold makes a nice move. He's got control over it. He's got Miller to the side, but he brings it into the zone. Tries to skate around a bunch of guys, but gets tied up by about 4 Lakeville defenders. They get it out of the zone, but they chip it right to Otto. Otto tries to get it back into the zone, but Lakeville gets it. And they chip it down. Jackson comes in off the line change. He has it. Tries to get it out. Unable to do so. Riley's there battling. She does get it out, but they're not going to call it. And Colton steps forward. He does get it out. Jackson does a good job step forward. He gets the puck, tries to go around one defender. He's not able to. Lakeville gets control over it. They pass it over. They got one guy. He's bringing it in the zone. Riley's with a strong back check there. Great job there by Grant to push his guy over to the side. Doesn't even allow a shot to get off. Kind of gets chipped over to the side, and Dixon covers it. All right, 10:30 left on the first. No score. All right, Jackson moves into the draw. He gets it over to Grant. They're still battling on the board, still battling for it. They get control over it. Nice pass to the middle, and a great shot save by Dixon. Good pass by Lakeville there. Tried to make something happen, but Dixon was ready for it. Gets dumped into the corner. Jackson has it. He tries to get it up to Caden. Caden has it. Tries to get it out of his guy. He's able to get it out of the zone. Battling in the middle. Caden gets it back again. Tries to pass it over to the middle. Gets it to Riley. Riley has it. She brings it into the zone. She makes a move. She's looking for someone in the middle. No one's there. Takes it into the corner. She gets tied up. It's like Grant stepped in to try to help. Gets tied up again. They're able to get it out of the zone. Lakeville on the offensive. And Grant does a great job pushing them to the outside. He takes a shot, goes way wide. Grant and Otto get tied up. Wasn't sure who was going to take the puck there. Gets passed up to the middle. Kruger with a big shot for Lakeville South. He misses and goes up to Barcinella. Barcinella chips it out of the zone, goes into the zone again. And I'm not sure why our buzzer keeps going off. I'm guessing they've got it set up for mites where it's going to ring every minute and a half or something.
Unplug it, plug it back in.
So Lakeville's coach is going over there to try to get the assist there. All right, Lou goes in for the draw. Gets tied up. Lakeville gets control. They dump it in. Goes to Otto. Otto dumps it over to Grant. Grant's got Meyer. He passes it to Meyer. Meyer's moving. He takes it to the middle. Goes around one guy. Tries to go with his backhand. He tries to get it over to Grant. But it goes out of the zone. Otto, great stick by Otto. Gets control over it. Pushes it to the outside. He pushes it up a little bit. Louis in there. They dump it down to the corner. Grant goes after it. He's got it. Misses on the pass. Gets tied up a little bit. He tries to get it up to Barcinella. Barcinella has it. He chips it up to Lou. Lou kind of chips it forward. Meyer's racing for it. And they're still battling on the boards. I'm not sure who has it there. They're still going. Meyer's there. No one stepped in to help them. They're able to get it out of the zone. Colton with a great job on the back check. Pushes the guy to the outside. He dumps it down to the corner. Lou has it. He chips it over to the corner. Tries to get it to Barcinella. Barcinella can't get control of it. Gets over to somebody. They weren't able to keep control. He makes one move. He makes a move. And Dixon with the save. Nice little stick move there by the Lakeville forward, and just not able to finish. Dixon stops him. All right, 7 minutes left in the first period. Still no score. Oliver in on the draw. Puts his body on it. He gets it. He gets it back to Brovold. Brovold dumps it back to Pecor. Pecor's trying to get it up to Miller. Miller has it. Gets it across the red line. He brings it into the zone. Takes a big shot. Just wide. Goes behind the net. Lakeville has it. They take it into the corner. They're trying to get it out of the zone. But Colton's there. Colton's battling on the boards. He keeps it in. Oliver steps over. Still trying to keep it in. We got three guys battling, and we got a whistle. It's like we got a cross-check on somebody. And I guess that's on... Oh, we are doing penalties. So Miller's going into the box for a cross-check. Not sure if this is truly a 2-minute penalty. That's what they got up on the board. Well, it is running time, so there is that. Yeah. All right. So that leaves us Jackson, Caden, Riley, and Grant out. On the penalty kill, they take a shot. Good save by Dixon. All right, Jackson moves in for the draw here. Jackson on the draw. He gets it back to Weigel. Weigel makes a spin move. She tries to get it out of the zone, but a Lakeville forward is there. She battles behind the net. She gets back control over it. She's there. She makes a strong shot to get it out of the zone, so Lakeville's going to have to regroup. He chips it forward. They're able to get it back into the zone. Grant comes over to the side to assist. He ties his guy up on the board. They get it into the middle. Grant's still there battling for it. Riley's there. She falls down. Puck's going everywhere. Body's going everywhere. Grant's still battling hard for it. Two guys against one. Good pass to the middle. Oh, he takes a shot right off the crossbar. Riley has it. She gets it to Farley. Farley's able to get it out of the zone. He's got some space. It's him and Forcia. He brings it into the zone. Caden goes to the middle. Jackson goes to the outside. He makes a spin move. Still looking for that middle pass. He gets tied up, though, and Lakeville gets it. Lakeville has it. They bring it into the zone. They got some speed. Great stick by Dashinsky. Dashinsky stops him. Chips it up to Forcia. Forcia is not able to get a stick on it. Goes to the Lakeville defender. D-to-D pass. He has it. He moves it forward. And I think that went into the bench, so that is going to be a good chance for Eagan to get a line change in here. All right, 4:05 left in the first period. Kurtz, Meyer, and Barcinell out there. Lakeville gets the draw. They chip it forward, goes to the D-man. Soren's not able to keep control of it, but Barcinell is there. He tries to get it over to Kurtz, but Kurtz misses the pass, goes to the Lakeville D-man. He chips it forward. It's going to go down into the corner. Norberg races down to get it. He's got it behind the net. He chips it up to Barcinella. Barcinella has it. Great pass over to the middle to Lou. It's 2-on-1. Lou has it. Good pass over to Meyer. Meyer has it. He gets tied up, though, and loses control of it. Goes up to the point. Goes to Brovold. Brovold passes to Soren. Soren just dumps it down to the corner. Meyer's there. He has it. He tries to get it to the middle. They're still bound for puck. Meyer still has it. He's bound for it. Lakeville has it. They're trying to get it out. Colton steps up. He's able to keep it in. He brings it down in the middle. Meyer steps up the backup. Colton makes a nice move, takes a strong shot. Good save by the goalie. Puck's battle in the middle. Brovold's there again. Another big shot. And he scores. Good job by Eagan there, not giving up on the puck, staying hard on it, making some good passes, and Colton with the big shot at the blue line against the goal. All right, so that leaves us 1-0. 2:40 left in the first period. Eagan on the lead. Faceoff goes into the defensive zone. Lakeville has it. They pass it over to the corner, trying to get it out of the zone. They're racing forward. Eagan ties them up. He goes to the outside. Grant does a great job pushing them to the outside, and they're calling a whistle on something. I'm not sure if that was a cross check, but
They call them both. They both are John at each other.
all right, the boys getting a little chippy first scrimmage, but it is against Lakeville South, so that's to be expected, I guess.
A lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, a lot of these kids know each other, play some summer hockey with each other. All right, on the draw, Lakeville South gets it. They get it back to the D-man. He chips it forward. Goes right up to Dashinsky. Dashinsky gets it out of the zone. Todd gets it. He just dumps it in. Not far enough to be icing. Lakeville South gets it. He dumps it over to the corner. They're there. They're trying to keep it in. They're able to do so. They dump it out of the zone. Goes right to Schroeder. Schroeder has it. He tries to bring it in. Does a great job of just dumping it down to the middle. Forwards race forward, but Grant's there too. Forcia stays back to cover him. Trying to bring it out of the zone. Good stick by Pecor. Pecor has it. He gets it over to Todd. Todd makes a couple of moves. He loses control over it. Otto tries to step forward, not able to get control over it. Good job by Oliver to back check. Grant's there. Big shot right off the crossbar. So that's two we can be thankful for there. They're still battling for it. Goes up to the blue line. Riley tries to connect with the guy. Another big shot. Shoots wide. Grant has it. He's looking for Forcia. Tries to get it up to him. Not able to connect, but at least gets out of the zone. Lakeville brings it back in. Grant's there. Pushes the guy to the outside. He's looking for someone to pass it to. Gets to the corner. Falls down. Lakeville South keeps control over it. Tries to take a big shot. Try to deflect it in, but it goes wide. Goes over to the side. Riley has it. Riley does her best to get it out of the zone. She does. Lakeville South on their group. They pass it forward. He's all by himself. Egan's got to hurry. And Dixon makes the easy save. 12 seconds left in the first, so this is probably going to run it out here. And, yeah, I think we're going to call this the first period. And we will be back. So, with that, we're at 1-0. Eagan will be back. All right, we're back. Second period again. Eagan up 1-0. 17 minutes running time here. We got Farley, Weigel, and Forcia out there. Lakeville South wins the draw. They pass it forward. They bring it into the zone. He's looking for someone to pass it to. Unable to connect. Goes over to the boards. Eagan gets control over it. Colton has it. He tries to get it up to Miller. Miller's not able to get control over it. Forcia's not able to get control. He tries to dump it in. Brovold has it. He makes a move around the guy. Still has it. Lakeville South gets control. Dumps it down. Farley races after it. Gets back to Lakeville South. Good job by Colton to tie his guy up. Goes around the net. Jackson's there, though. They try to pass it to the middle. It gets tied up. Colton has it. He's looking for Riley. Riley's there. She tries to pass it over to Forcia. Forcia has it. He brings it in the zone. Gets it down into the corner. He gets tied up. Lakeville South dumps it around. Norberg pinches forward. He has it. At least gets his guy tied up. Lakeville South gets control. He tries to pass it forward. He keeps control. Colton goes back. Great job getting his stick on it. He passes it right back to Lakeville defender. Good move. And he scores. It's a good play by Lakeville. Good passing. Good stick movement. And good execution. So that ties it up. 1-0. All right, Lakeville South wins the draw. Again, they move it into the zone. Gets another shot on it, shot on goal, and he scores. Not sure if Dixon just didn't see him or what happened, but quick shot, and he scores.
Screen.
It might have been screened by his own player there. All right, Eagan gets the draw, gets it over to Miller. Miller has it. He tries to get it into the offensive zone. He does, but it gets chipped right back out. He's battling there with Todd. Lakeville South gets control over it. They move forward. McCord moves in. Good pinch by the defender there to get him to the boards. Got a battle down on the boards. Kind of hard to see from this angle. Todd gets it. He's able to chip it right out. Hank gets a body on him, but he falls down. Gets it right back out over to Otto. Otto tries to chip it to Hank. Hank gets it. Hank gets it to Oliver. Oliver gets it into the zone, but Lakeville South gets control over it. Goes right back to the D-man. He passes it over to Otto. Otto's going to bring it forward. He's got a bunch of guys on him. He makes a move down to the corner, looking for someone in the middle. Decides to make a move and just not able to get a shot off. Good effort there by Dashinsky. Passes it up to Grant. Grant's not able to keep control over it. He dumps it back. Puck bouncing around. Todd had it, but he wasn't able to keep control of it either, and it's going to be offsides. All right, Jackson out on the draw. Lakeville South gets it. They dump it down to the corner, but it gets intercepted by Eagan. Eagan brings around the corner. He tries to chip it up to Weigel. Goes up to the D-man. He dumps it right back down. Weigel's there at the blue line. She tries to get it out again, but Lakeville South dumps it right back down. Battling over at the wall. Goes back up to the blue line. They again try to get it out, but a good job by that D-man just to get it back into the zone. Colton moves forward. Jackson races in. He's got it. Tries to get it up to Weigel. Weigel has it. She chips it out of the zone. Caden races in on the forecheck. Goes back up out of the blue line. They still keep it in. Weigel and Norberg battling for it. Farley goes in for it. He gets control over it. He's got one guy to beat. Forcia races in hard. Makes the shot. Oh, deflects out the goalie, but Caden wasn't able to get there in time. Gets up the blue line. Big shot. Gets deflected. Goes back behind the boards. Lakeville South has it. They get it up to the D-man. Good centering pass. But Colton's there to knock it out. He's got it. He's got to get it up to Weigel. Weigel's all by herself. She gets it. The defenders are able to get out there on the line change. Gets it over to Farley. Still gets tied up. Norberg races in, tries to keep it in the zone. Not able to do so. But Caden's there. Riley gets it back. She dumps it back to Colton. Colton gets it over to Lou. Lou has it. He brings it into the zone. He's got three guys on him, though. Makes a nice move. Big shot. Saved by the goalie. Good move by Lou. Had three guys on him. Made a couple nice moves and was able to get a shot off, but just not able to bury it. All right, Lou wins the draw. He gets it back to Otto. Otto passes it over to Grant. Grant makes a move, loses control over it. Barcinell is there, though. He's able to keep it in, but then they lose control again. Gets it back to Otto. Otto has it. Get tied up at the blue line. They're still battling for it. Myers there, though. He gets his stick on it. He brings it around, whips around the corner, tries to get it to Barcinella, but Kurtz moves over. He gets it. He tries to get it out of the zone. He does, and that's going to be offsides. All right, 11-10 left in the second period. Lakeville South up 2-1. Kurtz moves in for the draw. He gets it. Gets it back to Otto. Otto spins around, passes it over to the other D. They're not able to connect. Grant has it. He makes a move. Tries to get it up to Meyer. He does. Meyer has it. They're bringing it out of the zone. They're racing forward. Meyer makes a move, not able to keep control. He spins around, makes another move, but loses control over it. Lakeville South gets it out of the zone. They're moving. Dashinsky's there. And Grant pushes them all the way to the outside. Great body by Grant. Grant gets control. He passes it up to Barcinella. Barcinella has it. He tries to chip it over to the middle. Gets deflected. Kurtz has it. Everybody's bouncing around, and They're going to call tripping. All right, Eagan on their first power play here. Before gets it, he gets it over the side. He dumps it back to Norberg. Norberg tries to dump it over to the middle. Gets deflected. Norberg gets it back. They get it out of the zone. Tries to dump it over to Todd. Lakeville, the vendor's not able to get it, and we blew a whistle on something. All right, neutral zone face-off. Pecor moves in. He gets the draw. Eagan gets it. He gets it back to Brovold. Brovold has it. He gets it up to, tries to get it up to Pecor, but they're not able to connect. Lakeville South gets it out of the zone. Brovold has it. He dumps it over to Norberg. Norberg's going to dump it over to Todd. Todd's going to bring it in. They're able to do so. They get tied up. They still in the zone, though. Norberg's there. Todd's there. Everybody's grinding for it. Oh, that was definitely a trip. They're not going to call that, though. Brovold has it. Miller gets back in the zone. Brovold makes a move. Makes another move. They're looking for someone to pass it to the middle. Gets all tied up. Puck's still loose. The puck's still loose, but they blow it. All right, Farley moves in for the draw. Egan's got 20 seconds left on the power play running time. Draw has it. Farley gets it, takes a big shot. Good save by the goalie. Riley goes in there, tries to get her stick in, and she gets escorted out by about 3 Lakeville South defenders. And she's like, yep, I'm not going to do that. All right, face off again. Farley falls down. Lakeville has it. Penalty's over. Weigel does a great job back checking. She moves forward, ties up her guy. Great job by Riley. She has it, gets it up to Caden. Caden tries to chip it out of the zone. Jackson dives forward with a stick, and he does get it out of the zone. Goes back to there. Riley's there. They get tied up. They're all able to get back on side, but Caden ends up getting tied up. They're moving it forward in the zone. Grant does a great job pushing them outside, and Jackson deflects the centering pass. Goes right to Grant. Grant's got some speed. He gets it out. Oh, tries to get it out of the zone. Unable to do so. Lakeville South has it. Brings it to the center. He falls down. Jackson has it. He falls down. Gets it up to Otto. Otto chips it over to the middle. Hits Caden. And Lakeville South gets it. It goes right over to there to Colton. Colton has it. No, I'm sorry. That was Grant. He gets it out of the zone. They still have it. Good stick by Grant there to tie up the Lakeville South forward. And Egan's on the move. Lou has a great pass up to Meyer. Meyer's got a couple guys to beat. He just takes the shot. Gets deflected. Lou has a shot. And a good save by the goalie. And our enforcer, Rowan Barcinell, is in there trying to stir the pot. All right, Lou moves in for the draw. Eagan gets it. They're not able to keep control over it, though. Norberg tries to get his stick on it. Colton's back there. Meyer races forward with the back check. He's there. He gets control of the puck. He still brings it forward. He has it. Lou slows down. Meyer brings it into the zone, takes it down into the corner, tries to make a spin move. But Lakeville South's there. Passes it up. He's got some speed. Norberg's there. He's able to get around Norberg, takes a big shot, and he shoots wide. Barcinelli gets the puck. He tries to get it up to Kurtz, unable to do so. Gets tied up the line. Norberg comes in. And they dump it down to the middle. Goes behind the net. And I guess they scored. Look like it. It's like it was a wrap. What's that? Oh.
Wrap around.
All right, so that's 3-1. Eagan's going to have to pick it up here. All right, Otto has it. He brings it into the zone. Takes it down into the corner. He's looking for a centering pass. Unable to find anybody. He gets tied up. Hank has it. He's looking for someone to pass to. Unable to do so. Gets over to Joey. Joey makes a pass over to Hank. Hank tries to take a shot. Just shoots wide. Oliver tries to deflect it. Goes into the corner. And Grant's not able to keep it into the zone. Otto rushes forward. Tries to tie his guy up. He does. And they're going to call a penalty on that. I guess they're going to call a hook there. Eagan looking a little tired after 7:50 a.m. full ice practice this morning. Right, they get the draw. Weigel gets it. She tries to dump it back to Norberg. Norberg gets it, but he gets tied up. Lakeville South gets it. But we're there. They try to chip it forward. Gets tied up again. Brovold's there. He's battling. Tries to get it up to Farley. And they dump it down into the middle. He makes a nice move. Good pass. Great save by Dixon. All right, Lakeville South gets control of the faceoff. They bring it around to the corner. They dump it up to the blue line. He tries to dumps it right back down into the corner. Lakeville South's there. Oh, they had a wide open net. Luckily, puck got deflected. Farley gets it up to Forcia. Forcia just needs to get out of the zone. He does. He gets it to Weigel. Weigel's there. She's got about 4 people on her. She just needs to get into the corner. She skates around. She still has it. Tries to get a centering pass over to Caden. Caden tries to get it to Farley, just not able to connect. Colton has it. He dumps it back down into the corner. Farley's there. He gets it over to Forcia. Forcia tries to get it to the middle. No one's there again. And they're bringing it out of the zone once again. Good job by Riley there to push him to the outside a little bit. And he takes a shot, goes wide, gets it to the corner. Tries to make a centering pass, gets deflected by Grant, goes into the boards. They're battling. Gets up to the blue line, takes a big shot, and Dixon makes a save. 2:20 left in the second period. 3-1? 3-1 Lakeville. All right, Lou on the draw. He gets it over to Otto in the corner. Otto dumps it around backward. Grant's racing forward to it. He gets tied up by the Lakeville defender. Battle in the corner. Kurtz goes in to help. Kurtz has it. He brings it up out of the zone. He's able to pass it over to Otto. Otto passes it up to Barcinella, but it gets deflected. But Lou's there. Lou has it. He dumps it back to the defender. Otto has it, who dumps it over to Meyer. Meyer's there. He's got 2 guys on him. He takes a big shot and a save. All right, Lou moves in for the draw. Lakeville South gets it. They dump it down into the corner. Bring it around the net. Dump it around to the side. Otto steps up. Keeps it in the zone. Barcinella has it. He tries to get it over to the middle. Unable to do so. Goes back to Otto. Otto dumps it right back behind the net. Lou's got it. He gets it over to the boards. Lakeville South's there. Tries to get it over, but gets deflected. Lakeville South has it. He's making a move. Otto does a great job pushing him to the outside. He takes a shot. Gets deflected by Dixon. Grant's there. Still battling for it. Grant gets control over it. He tries to get it up to Meyer, but gets deflected. Meyer ends up getting it. He dumps it over to Barcinella. Barcinella has it. He gets it up to Kurtz. Kurtz makes a move. It's a 2-on-2. Nice spin move by Kurtz. He's looking, dumps it back to the D-man. Dashinsky gets it over to Meyer. Meyer has it. The other D-man's not there. And it gets out of the zone. All right, Eagan has it. Hank brings it into the zone. He makes a move. He goes around one guy, takes a shot, and saved by the goalie. And that's going to be the end of the second period. Lakeville South up 3-1. We'll be back. All right, we are back. Third period. Again, running time. This period's going to be 12 minutes. Eagan wins the draw. Todd tries to get it into the zone. He's able to do so. Lakeville South's able to chip it out. Hank's there. He makes a move. He dumps it back to the D-man to regroup. Colton has it. He moves it forward, gets it over to Todd. Todd has it in the middle. He gets it over to Hank. Hank's on the outside. Big shot. Saved by the goalie. All right, Jackson on the draw. He gets a good pass over to the D. Riley dumps it down to the behind to the boards. Otto has it. Jackson goes in to help. Lakeville South gets control over it. They dump it forward. Grant pinches forward. He has it. He tries to get it back into the zone. Eagan still has it. Grant has it. He moves it forward. Looks over to Otto. Tries to get it to Otto for a centering pass. Not able to connect. Lakeville South has it. They're getting it out of the zone. They're moving it forward. They get past the red line, and he just dumps it down. Goes behind the net. Grant moves in. He's got it. He reverses, goes around. Gets that pass up to Caden. Caden has it. He dumps it over to Otto. Otto's got it. Farley's moving forward. And Otto gets past the red line, just dumps it down. Jackson races in. Gets to the corner. Good job by Otto. Goes up to Riley. Riley has it. She just dumps it right back down. Goes to the middle. No one's able to connect it on it, and Lakeville South gets it. They get it out of the zone. Goes up to the Lakeville player. Riley's there. Again, great job by Riley pushing her guy to the outside. He dumps it forward, and they're just not able to connect. Great pass, though. Caden has it, battling forward on the boards there with Grant. Caden ends up getting control over it. They dump it forward, goes over to Riley. Riley chips it forward over to Barcinella. Barcinella's moving forward. Gets past the red line, just dumps it down in the middle. Blue races over, try to keep it into the zone. They try to, but they get it out. Soren's there. He brings it around, makes one move, gets past his first guy. He brings it into the zone, tries to make another move, gets tied up. Goes behind the board. Lou races forward, tries to tie up his guy. Myers there helping out. Pinches forward. Able to keep it in the zone. Brovold's there, and they're able to get it out. Brovold races back. He gets a centering pass. They're there. He takes a chip forward, and Dixon makes a save. All right, it looks like we're stopping time now. 9:10 left in the third period. Eagan wins the draw. They try to chip it forward, not able to get it up out of the zone. Grant has it. He gets it up to Oliver. Oliver's there. He moves it to the middle. Makes one move, pushes it to the outside. Good job by the Lakeville defender to get him tied up. Gets tied up on the board. Goes back to Riley. Riley takes a big shot. Not able to make it there. Hank has it. Brings it around behind the boards. Chips it to the middle. Oliver wasn't ready for it. Riley races forward. She gets it. She's able to keep it in. Lakeville South trying to get it out. Oliver and Hank move in. Still tied up on the boards. They're battling. Riley has it. She just chips it forward. Goes right back to Lakeville. Lakeville has it. They're going to get it out of the zone. He gets it up to his guy. Oh, great pass. Good move. And a great save by Dixon. Eagan's got to pick it up here a little bit. All right, Eagan's able to get it out of the zone. They have it. They just dump it down to the middle. That's going to go right back to Schroeder. Schroeder has it. He tries to get it to Pecor. It gets the flag, but Pecor gets it. He tries to dump it up to Miller, but they're not able to connect. Lakeville South gets it. They bring it to the middle. Grant does a great job of pushing this guy, and they're going to call tripping on Pecor. All right, 7:40 left on the third. Lakeville up 3-1. They get the puck. They get it back to the Lakeville D-man. He's got it. He just dumps it back down behind the net. Goes to the corner. Forcia goes after a great centering pass. Just not able to connect. It gets deflected. He dumps it back to the D-man. Good save by Dixon. Gets deflected again. Otto rushes, and then he has it. He just needs to get it out of the zone. Not able to do so. Deflects off an Eagan player on the bench, and they're going to blow the whistle. All right, Jackson moves in. He gets the draw, gets it over to Soren. Soren tries to get out of the zone, unable to do so. Gets dumped back to Soren. Soren is able to get it out of the zone that time. Gets it back to Lakeville. Lakeville has it. Lakeville moves in. He's got one guy to beat. Good stick by Caden. Takes a big shot, shoots high. Jackson has it. He's got some speed. Brings it out of the zone. Brings it to the middle. Tries to go around one guy. He has an open shot. Takes a shot. Good save by Lakeville. Tries to get it to the middle. And another save by the Lakeville goalie. Otto was in there battling. Trying to get some position. 6:44 left in the third period. Again, 3-1 Lakeville South. Kurtz and Barcelona. Kurtz wins the draw. He gets it back to Brovold. Brovold takes a shot. It bounces, but just goes wide. Chipping it over to the side, but Myers there. He's battling to keep it in. He keeps it in. They're still battling. And it goes out. Lakeville tries to move it forward. Colton has it. He chips it over to Barcelona. Barcelona, he tries to get it over to Kurtz, just not able to connect. It gets deflected. Lakeville South brings it back into the zone. He passes it wide. Meyer moves in. He pushes his guy to the boards. He chips it around. Lakeville South behind the net. They're looking for someone to pass to. Gets tied up. Meyer has it. He goes around the net. He chips it up out of the zone. Good job. They're going to have to regroup. And it goes back down again. Lakeville has it. He passes it over the side. He's looking for his guy. Great save by Dixon. All right, 5:45 left in the third. 6 seconds left on the penalty kill. All right, Todd in on the draw. Lakeville South gets it, takes a big shot, shoots wide. Grant races over the corner, tries to stop it. They get it over to the blue line. The defender dumps it right back down into the corner to the Lakeville player. Grant's there. He deflects it. Gets it back to Todd. Joey tries to chip it forward to Oliver. He's able to do so. Oliver at least gets it out of the zone, and Lakeville South gets control over it again. Lakeville South brings it in. They race forward. He still keeps control over it, and a great shot, and he scores. Well, Lakeville South looks like a one-man wrecking crew with Hartman tonight. I think he might have all the goals for him. All right, Farley moves in for the draw. All right, they bring it into the zone. Grant tries to push him to the outside, but he's able to get it over, and Dixon covers. Eagan wins the draw, goes back to the blue line, kind of makes a big looping shot. Looks like it gets deflected and just goes right over Dixon. So that's 5-1 Lakeville South. Not sure if it was the late game, the early practice, or what's going on, but Eagan does not seem like they got their legs today. They look a little tired. All right, Lakeville South again gets the draw. Meyer falls down. They bring it into the zone. He makes the move. Good save by Dixon. He's wide open, though. And Dixon's at least able to make the save. All right, Meyer races forward. He deflects it. He gets to Weigel. Weigel has it. She's bringing it out of the zone. She tries to chip it up to Meyer, but Lakeville South deflects it. Barcelona has it. He tries to dump it in, goes right to a Lakeville defender. Lakeville has it. They're bringing it into the zone. He makes the move. Weigel doing a good job pushing him outside. Dixon has it. He makes the save. All right, Lakeville South gets the draw, kind of gets tied up. Pecor has it. He brings it up out of the zone. Miller has it. He loses control. Try to chip it to the middle. Lakeville South gets it over to the forward. He rushes forward. Grant's there. He does a good job pushing them to the outside, gets him tied up. Oliver moves in. He gets the puck. Brings it around the net. Lakeville South steps forward, though, but Pecor keeps control over it. He tries to get it up to Miller. Miller's not able to get control. Lakeville South takes a shot, shoots it wide. Grant moves over to the side of the boards. And Pecor's there. He dumps it right back over to Miller. Miller has it. He's not able to get it around. Good save by Dixon. He kicks it over to the side. Again, Lakeville South rushes forward. Beats the Eagan player. They dump it around to the boards. Schroeder has it. He's looking for someone to pass it to. He tries to chip it up. Goes to the blue line. They're able to keep it in. They dump it right back down. He goes behind the net. He's looking for someone to pass it to the middle. Riley's there. Does a good job on there. Pass it forward. Goes straight to Pecor. Pecor has it. He loses control. Goes to the corner. They get tied up. They got to step forward. Todd has it. He at least got to get it out of the zone here. And he kind of does a pass over to the flex, but he at least gets it out. Miller has it past the red line. He shoots it to the corner, falls down. Eagan goes in for a line change. 1:44 left in the third period. Dashinsky has it. He dumps it down behind the net. Lakeville South gets it. He makes a move, shoots around to the other corner. Dashinsky moves forward. Norberg does a good job stepping up, keeping it in the zone, but they're able to get it out. And Lakeville South on the move. He's got a guy wide open. Great shot. Good save by Dixon. Egan's able to get it out of the zone, but they got to hurry, and that's going to be offsides. All right, he gets the draw. They take it into the zone. Eagan has it. Soren steps forward, tries to keep it in. Dashinsky steps forward too, but they get it out. Brobold has it. He dumps it over to Farley. Farley tries to get it up to Dashinsky. Dashinsky has it. Chips it over to Forcia. Forcia has it. He's got 2 guys on him, though. Just makes a move and just dumps it behind the net. Lakeville South gets control over it. Farley's there. He's looking for someone to center it to. No one's there. Lakeville gets it. They dump it around to the side. And they pass it up to Hartman. Hartman has it. Makes another strong move. He's got 1 guy to beat. He beats them, but is not able to get the shot off. And they have it. Brovold has it. He's skating it forward with 2 seconds left. That's going to be the end of the game. All right, 5-1 Lakeville South in the scrimmage. I think we have another game this week. I don't know. I haven't looked that far again. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and we'll you guys have a great weekend. Take care.